gonna make a sweet pumpkin pudding. Very easy to do. I'm just gonna add, well, this is actually butternut squash, but you could use pumpkin, butternut squash. Actually, it would work with carrots too, so I'm gonna add carrots. Then I've got some very soft dates, so they're gonna go in the blender too. 3 eggs. Some butter. If you don't have a blender, what you could do is grate the pumpkin, and you'll end up with a little bit more texture, but it will be just as tasty. So you can totally do this without blender, but I'm being lazy today. So I'm gonna blitz this up. It's gonna be ever so noisy. This is when we have some really nice music to cover that awful noise from that blender. And it's a little bit chunky still, so I think I need to blitz a little bit longer. And it's spilled over. Oh well, never mind. So just scrape down the sides. Here goes, ready for the noise? Okay, it needs a bit longer. But while that is going to be blitzing, I'm going to start brushing my ramekins with a little bit of butter so the pudding doesn't stick inside. Ah, that looks good. What you're looking for is a puree. You can see it's a little bit chunky, but don't worry, that's what you want anyway. This is like a rustic pudding. It's not a fondant, you know, like a French dessert. So before I add my mixture into my bowl, I'm gonna mix together my dry ingredients. So I've got buckwheat flour. It's gluten-free. The reason why I'm using buckwheat flour is I really actually like the taste. It's got a lovely nutty taste. Some almonds. So you could use ground almonds. These are slightly coarser than ground almonds, just for a little bit of texture. Then I'm gonna add some salt. Just a pinch. Some cinnamon. So freshly grated is always going to be a little bit more intense in flavour, but you can just use ground cinnamon. You want about, I probably need about half a teaspoon here. Wow, you can really smell that cinnamon. It smells amazing. Okay, what am I missing? Baking powder. Need 2 teaspoons. So a little tip with baking powder, make sure you check the expiry date, because if it's gone off, then it's not going to have that same power as fresh baking powder. So mix your dry ingredients together like that. And then I'm going to add, this is where I'm trying to be clever. Pour this in. Oh my goodness, I forgot my bananas. Should have blended that in. All right, because I forgot my bananas. I'm gonna have to add them in and I'm gonna blend this, blend the rest of that stuff. So, if you're like me, when you make a recipe, you forget things. This is why you usually set up everything and you have all your ingredients there. But I forgot, unfortunately, I forgot my bananas. So I'm just gonna have to put the bananas in the blender. And ideally, these ones aren't very ripe, unfortunately. Ideally, you want to use really ripe bananas, just because really ripe bananas are going to give you that extra sweetness. So these are a bit underripe. Okay, so just pop the lid on. Right, okay, so I've got my bananas. I'm just gonna add that in there. In it goes. Right. So, bananas, pumpkin, almonds, buckwheat. We've got everything in there. Remember the baking powder, the dates. Just mix everything through. I'm gonna have a little taste, just to check I have enough cinnamon in there for my liking. Yes, very good, if I must say so myself. Okay, so the batter's done. I've got my ramekins buttered. The oven's obviously on, so that's preheating. I could probably do a switch. I've got something else in the oven too. Right, so I've actually probably made more than I've got room for my ramekins, but we'll see. You can probably, depending on the size of your ramekins, you probably get 6 to 8 of these. You could bake this in a loaf tin and make it more into a cake, but this is more the way I'm doing it in the ramekins. It's more going to be pudding style, and you can serve it as a dessert with a scoop of ice cream. Though I must say I've eaten these cold and they're pretty good too. They're nice and moist. They keep very well because of the pumpkin. What it does, the pumpkin adds this moisture. Moisture, is that right? I'm waffling. Sweet pumpkin puddings are ready to go in the oven. In they go. Okay, clean up, my favorite thing to do. Right, let's have a look. Smelling good, looking good. Woo! They do puff up a little bit in the oven, but they tend to sink, so don't worry when they sink down. They're best eaten when they're warm. But I have eaten them cold before, so, but if you're serving it for dessert, you want to serve them kind of warm out the oven. This is where I always make a mistake. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Let's see if it comes out. I don't know, let's see. Oh. Woo! There you go. If you want, you can turn it back around again. a little hot. And then I had a little thought. Where is it? I've got a bit of my cream cheese and ricotta filling left over. I made it into a cupcake. What did I do? But it's actually quite nice with a little bit of cream. A hot cupcake. So it's just completely transformed. And a bit of cinnamon on top. There you go. Sweet pumpkin puddings. And I've added a little bit of cream on top, but you can leave that out. Smells good. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.